Okay, welcome to take 7. Welcome back to the world. Welcome back once again for the third time to the world of red versus blue. Today, we're going to go back to the beginning. All the way back to Project Freelancer. Bit of a stale opening, don't you think? Well, if it was for me fixing the problem, a bug would have attacked me. See, here lately, the temperature has been hell. You're probably asking, what does that mean? Well, it means it's been, in the 90s to 100 region, and it's humid. So the heat is automatically 3 times worse. So, during the night, I usually open up my window seal and have my box fan blowing in. So I don't, overheat. Now see, we didn't have a full screen yet. So the first... Where's my bug smashing hammer? Hold on. There's the bug smashing hammer. You go there. Where are my sandals real quick? I'm stepping on a bug corpse. Okay, back with sandals. Okay, so we just now have a bigger screen. Put it there, so now bugs won't come in as frequently. But there are a ton that made it in. So I have my flip-flops on, so I don't step on them. And if there's a bug, I don't know what it is. I have a bug smashing hammer that will crush them. Now, you might say that's inhumane. However, if your whole body gets crushed at once, you ain't going to feel that shit for long. So, it's more humane than stepping on them, if you ask me. Because when you step on them, you don't get an equal distribution of weight, and they might survive. They ain't surviving my fucking hammer. I mean, look at this beetle. Fucking sent that guy to the Shadow Realm. Anyways, ranting aside, seeing how I got attacked by a fucking one of those... I don't know why I just stepped on, but it made a noise. I'm scared. I'm gonna get eaten tonight by moths. Which, there are a few in my room currently. We have a plan to get rid of them. There's like bug stuff everywhere, and I feel like I'm covered in it because I've been sweating a lot because how hot it is. I feel like it's sticking to me now. Ugh. Anyways. Me ranting about bugs aside, I got attacked by a firebug when I was recording one of the original versions of the script. And the noise I made was so awful, I was just like, restart. Anyways, let's talk about red versus blue. Me having to do this 7 times because bugs tried to eat me alive aside. I saw something. Do I need to get the hammer? No? Do I? Do I need to see? Ooh, they're smart. They're hiding. Oh, you're a normal bug. I ain't going to crush you with a hammer. You contribute to the ecosystem in a way I know. See, I won't crush the bug if I know what it is. Well, I mean, I know that's a beetle that I sent to the fucking Shadow Realm. Anyways. Let's actually talk about the video. Anyways. But, yeah, we are in the Freelancer saga. Now, you most likely are asking about you're probably asking, why 2 seasons? Usually you cover more. Well, these 2 seasons are jam-packed with some pretty heavy lore and are extremely important to just the lore of red versus blue. Now, real quick, this is from what I know, there are 2 side series that take place before and or around Season 9. But because it is a simulation, it doesn't really count. I'm not going to talk about them just because I don't like explaining it, because it technically didn't happen in the real world. But there'll few things I'll talk about, but I'll leave it something for the end maybe. But yeah, Church is in the memory unit, in the UNSC evidence locker essentially. But the thing is, some people are acting differently in the simulation. Church manages to fix that, and the world's having a lot of earthquakes when Tex shows up. She already understands everything about what's going on. Okay, to explain a bit more. So, when Church went into the unit, it essentially just booted up their memories, and they went through it a lot of times, cycles essentially. And Church notices that this is different. Things have changed. There's not an order to this. Things are not right. So he fixes them through talking to the people. My desk fan is on. You're doing nothing. You need to be off. Anyways, like I was saying, before I trip over everything, Tex eventually gets there, and she's like, yeah, I understand everything that's going on. To which he's like, cool. Let's talk. But the world starts shaking really, really weird. But yeah, now we go back in time. I essentially covered everything that happened in the simulation before I covered the past. Because the freelancer saga is a really confusing sometimes, especially with how I take notes of... The funny thing is, I said Carolina beats up insert freelancer here. Then directly after that... Carolina wants to help this person, but then in the next season wants to not help them. And I had that right after each other, and I was like, huh? Oh, yeah. But it's a little mindfucky as well, because it doesn't give you good, descriptions between each jump from past to future to past, which can make it a bit confusing upon your first watch. I mean, I've watched this show 17, 18, maybe 30-something times, maybe. I don't remember the number off the top of my head. I know I said it in the last one, I think, but I don't remember. I don't feel like looking at it. But I just now recently noticed how really weird it is. I've always understood there were some time skips, but I didn't realize how weird it was. But anyways, to the past. Okay, so we go back in time during Freelancer, and before the alpha got broke, before all of that. So, the Dakotas were on a mission to get some data from what looks like an oil rig. North is on lookout with his sniper, while South is on the ground getting the objective. But he is hiding in a smokestack, and they're in a winter environment, so going from the hot to cold is playing with his thermal sensors. He can't really see much. And he suggests for South to turn on her motion sensor. She says it'll take too long, and because of her impatience, she gets caught and has to fight her way out. I mean, damn, this music is fucking good. Along with the animation being fucking peak. It has only gotten better, dude. I am telling you, the music, peak. If you guys haven't listened to the soundtrack, go to Jeff Williams on YouTube and just listen to the Red vs. Blue soundtracks, dude. They are so peak. Anyways, they get surrounded on all sides before a mysterious figure comes out and saves their asses. Who is this she, you ask? Well, no other than the famous Carolina. I'll cover our new characters after the season, other than her and another one. Because we need season 10 to get the full-scale lives of the two ladies we'll talk about. But, yeah. Anyways, Carolina takes some serious ass. Her fighting style is extremely heavy with a lot of hard hits, rather than people like North. He prefers snipers and battle rifles. Prefers far away rather than up close like South. She seems for SMGs and most close weapons like shotguns. Carolina's favorite weapon is dual-wielding plasma rifles with an electric baton for when she needs to get close quarters fighting. Anyways, they kill a ton of the Charon agents before dipping when the rebels get some reinforcements. So Carolina grabs them and jumps off the edge into a hidden pelican. They take off, but two long swords and a very injured start attacking them. North, being very injured and wanting his sister to survive, gets on top and uses his armor enhancement to create a massive bubble dome around the pelican right before some missiles hit. And a 1 in 100 chance I should have killed him. It worked. And saved his sister, which was which is like his main goal in life or something. I don't know. He always saves her whenever she's in danger. He kind of collapses because his armor and mind yawn at 356. Kind of collapses because both his armor and mind are burnt out at the moment. Don't worry, his brain still works. No brain damage, just very strained. So yeah. Something that shouldn't have happened, according to Delta later. Anyways, so the Freelancer HQ, or the mother of invention, comes in and, blows up the fucking longswords, chasing the pelican. And they get on board. We learn about the leaderboard, and essentially the board assesses every freelancer on a scoreboard on their performance on the mission and any secondary agendas that they would have preferred happened. Because of South's brashness and how she got caught, she went lower on the board. She gets very pissy and just leaves. After that, a unknown failed mission off-screen happens. We learn CT is a girl. Her name is Connie. But that's not the guy we met last time. Oh, can't wait to know the big reveal. We see a younger and much nicer Wash. Nicer and younger Washington. God, my brain is melting. That makes him so much, dude. He has a really cool personality, but we know how this turns out. Even in season 10, he becomes like a cool guy. But anyways, we hear about a new freelancer joining, and her first encounter is a training exercise where she kicks some serious ass. Her opponent is Maine, back when he could speak and didn't have a ton of AIs messing around in his skull, alongside Wyoming and York. York is the only one trying to plan, but after the others just prefer to run in and get their asses kicked. After getting stomped so hard, Maine and Wyoming, they devised one devious plan that fucks over York really bad.
It's not bad if you don't let it hit you.
Thanks. I'll try to remember that.
Texas.
Yeah, advantage is the right word, Phyllis.
Round 9 begins in 5,
Hey, what the hell are you guys doing?
2, 1. Round 9 begins.
Are they using live rounds on the training floor?
Looks like it.
That's against protocol. They're going to kill her.
Probably.
Someone should get the director.
The director? Who do you think gave them the ammo? Watch your mouth, CT.
Back off, man.
Enough of this.
Look out! Hey, I'm trying to help.
I don't need your help. Never abandon your team.
Okay, so...
Damn it, those maniacs!
Phyllis, we need a medical team to the training floor stat.
Medical team en route.
Okay, part 2. Oh, be gone. So, yeah, they use real ammo and a live grenade, which, if it wasn't for Tex, Tex hitting York's armor with the purple crystals, he might have died. Which, this is how he lost the eye, if you remember from Out of Mind. From the last video. Anyways, after the director berates them... berates them for canceling the exercise because, York almost died. CT mentions the director might have given them the ammo and grenade. But Wash and Carolina don't particularly buy it. So, most likely he is willing to... What was most likely happen is he was willing to leave it alone and let it happen. Carolina seems real emotional when something bad happens to York. Like, she actually cares for him. Interesting. Anyway, sometimes later the director gets a team list from a fully working alpha. And as Carolina walks in, the director tells him to log off, keeping the alpha secret. He tells the team the mission is simple. 2 teams, one consisting of York, Wash, Carolina, and Maine. And then team 2, I can't remember, I think it had like Wyoming and Florida. I can't remember. But I don't feel like looking up. But anyways, this building is like 100 floors tall, so Team 1 goes and gets the objective called the sarcophagus, which Team 2 needs to get a briefcase. I don't remember why it's important, I just know it is. Anyway, so York accidentally sets off an alarm, and they head to the roof. While Washington, Carolina, and the Meta try to get it to the roof. She uses Maine as a massive counterweight. By the way, he finds his iconic weapon, the brute shot. And uses counterweight, and now Team 1 needs to get to the roof. But security is cutting open the door lock to get into the vault, which is where they are. After a small fight with Sharkface, which same name as the soundtrack with a banger song. I mean, damn. Sharkface, one of the best songs. Anyways. They make it to the roof, which is where York's been. And they get ambushed. Tex is there, and after a small distraction, Carolina comes from behind and kicks some ass. Before the building gets hit with a motherfucking Mac round. Jesus Christ. This shit can take down Covenant vessels if aimed right. That fucking... I am surprised there was anything left. I am 100% sure that Mac round is probably pretty damn near the core of whatever planet they hit. Anyways, digressing. So they jump off the building, which Tex and Washington managed to get the sarcophagus in the back of a Pelican, which was originally their way out. But in comes Maine to save Carolina and York. Tex jumps out of the Pelican. Remember when Team 2 got ambushed a while back by the suitcase guy security? Our newly reunited Team 1 heads to get the suitcase. By the way, Tex is off doing her own thing. Maine kills him, gets the suitcase, and in comes some more Charon goons. They are called the Rebels. But, anyways. So, yeah, and they kind of start hitting hard. Maine gets shot, and Carolina fights them on the back of a truck. Maine decides getting shot was for pussies and just starts fucking fighting. He doesn't, he doesn't have a fucking 50 caliber bullet hole in his chest or anything. That's what the Halo sniper rifles are chambered in. And, if I'm misremembering, correct me in the comments down below, maybe? I gotta give you a reason to give me engagement. So I'm not gonna look it up. Anyways. So, he fights, and, this man's a fucking super soldier. But, not all good things can last forever. Okay, and there went Maine. No, okay, and there went him talking, but man, he got fucked. So the hunt for the briefcase continues as Carolina finds some of the goons on foot. But, with her speed unit, she almost had them, but Tex was just one step ahead and grabbed it and was now the #1 on the leaderboard, which pissed her off because Carolina was always #1. Back to church and the memory unit thing, it is completely falling apart, and he decides to make peace with himself and forgets Tex so she can finally rest. Dang.
I guess this is it.
Hey, Tex. There's something I need to tell you. I think it's important that I say this.
Wait a second. Look, I can take the whole at peace with the world thing, and I can even stomach all the accept your fate stuff. But just do me a favor, okay? Don't say goodbye. I hate goodbyes. I mean, we are space warriors, right? We should try to maintain some level of credibility.
No, Tex, no. I think I just figured out what the director couldn't. And Alpha either. It was you, Tex. All along. See, I thought we made you. The director and the fragments. But that's not the case. You made us. When the Alpha was created, you just kind of came along for the ride. You gave the director the idea that he could make something more. That he could split the Alpha up. Don't you get it? You were the memory. You were the key. You were so strong. You made a whole other person. God. He always wanted to find you. To get you right. To just see you one last time. And he wanted me to be able to do the same. To find you in here, or just go down another iteration. Figure out this little text problem. Figure out how to do it right. But now I know. I know how to fix all of this. How to end it once and for all. It was so simple all along. I just had to tell you 3 words. 3 words I wasn't capable of telling you before.
Oh, okay, wait a minute. Are you gonna say I love you?
No, Tex. No. I'm not gonna say I love you. I'm gonna say I forget you. I forget you.
Sorry, that clip just went so hard, and I will admit, it did kind of had me tearing up a little, due to just how emotional the scene really is. Okay, so, small time jump here, something happened. So Tex, now forgotten, Church watches as the world unravels, only for it to turn out to be Caboose trying to get him out. And, Church is kind of pissed since he just got rid of Tex. And after Sarge says this wasn't their ideal, in comes Carolina and tells Epsilon, "You're going to help me kill the director." So that whatever happened to her, because whatever the director did was bad enough for her, of all people, you'll know what I mean later, wants him dead. But that is the end of Season 9. Yeah, this is when shit starts to get kind of heavy. But I'm not ready for the chorus trilogy, man. Even thinking about that has me getting, man. Fuck this, man. Oh, but anyways, it's time to talk about the agents. We learn about... So, Maine was always a killer, but was, he always was like a ruthless killer, but when he was the meta, it was much, much worse. Yeah, so... North got a personality. We didn't really know much about him in the earlier seasons. And, he is he is shown to be extremely caring and patient. He would be an amazing parent, but, he's kind of fucking dead, so safe to say he ain't having one. But on to his sister, South. She is a mega bitch. There is no other way, no nice way to put it. That is just her personality. Perfectly crafted to make whoever's watching it both simultaneously very mad, at the same time impressed somebody could be this unlikable, while having just enough of that character development to make it all worth it. She is rash, rude, and quick to anger, and has a nasty sense of payback. If it wasn't for her brother, she'd probably be 6 feet under way beforehand. We also see a more kind and, for lack of a better word, simple-minded Wash. He is easily my favorite during the Freelancer saga, but I digress. We already know his story. York and Carolina had some sort of relationship, friend, maybe more. And York is a really good lockpicker, and he does matter. He is the best. It doesn't matter the lock, with enough time, he'll get in there. Oh, and CT. She's working with the rebels. I forgot to mention that it completely slipped my mind while writing this script at like 3 in the morning. But anyways, that is about all I can talk about with Season 9. Outside of the fact Oopsie, I dropped something. I'll tell you the fact, I don't know if it was this season or next season, we get to see Wyoming's face. He is literally just fucking Markiplier. There's no other way to put it. That is Markiplier. Like, that is the king. Oh god, somebody press buttons. I almost dashed to press pause. I thought YouTube was about to play. And if YouTube plays, well, copyright noises are not fun. And given the fact I've already had to inform Bernie that my videos have been copy stricken before, I don't like having to be like, hey, the red cross thing's back. Not red cross, but red circle thing, you know, the Ghostbuster symbol, both out, the ghosts. I need you to remove that so video can go up. I don't like doing that because I feel like it just wastes time. Well, but yeah, Season 9 does kind of show us a bit of how the first AI was created. Delta. And Delta was given New York. Why was Delta given New York? Because Alpha, or something like that. They usually go with who has the best personality that can complement whatever the AI's trait is. While the AI is going to be able to help said agent in their specific skill set. Like Delta is really good with hacking and is invaluable when it comes to lockpicking plasma locks or whatever, hologram locks. Real thing in Reversible, I guess. But anyways, Season 10! Season 10 starts off with a bit of a bang as York knocks out a Charon goon in a space scrapyard, but before he can pick the lock, Freelancer decides just to blow a hole in the side of the ship to get whatever they wanted. Faster. Whatever it was. It's never revealed, or I didn't notice. York manages to get a jetpack and tries to get with the others. Which they're at a landing dock bay in the rebel scrap place. Yeah, CT ditched them in space as the rest of them made it to mentioned place. So whatever happened to Georgia, they got lost in space or something, and yeah. So the team manages to get inside the dock and has a really cool low gravity, battle. Really neat. Kinda awesome. But after CT goes missing, they get out, and it turns out CT is in love with the rebel leader and was feeding him information on everything. And now she can't go back because they know, or something. Beacon, or whatever. Fighting them. Because they know she is no longer fighting with them because the beacon went offline. But, yeah. Then, out of nowhere, comes Charon's main ship, and it drops a nuke. The team and the freelancers manages to get on the ship and get away, but not before Wash gets absolutely fucking, for lack of better words, grapple-dicked.
Go, go, go! Get inside now!
Wash, what are you doing? Get in here, use your jetpack.
I don't want to end up like Georgia!
Oh, for God's sake!
Huh? Ah!
Man, I fucking love this show for so many reasons. And that is one of them. York was the first to get an AI, which was Delta. The second was North. He got Beta, a more childlike AI, which, given North's more kind and caring personality, made him the best pair with Theta. Sigma was given to Maine because he needed to talk, and Carolina did not feel like she needed an AI. So Maine got Sigma, and Sigma is a real interesting one. After they were getting AI training, something like that, in a classroom, Sigma is interested in a concept called meta-stability, which he will be able to achieve, which he will never be able to achieve because not only is it rare for a full AI to do it, it is basically impossible for a single fragment to achieve it. Which gives Sigma an idea. Anyways, we go to the mess hall with which York, North, and Wash talk about the Alpha, and some of the freelancers are starting to think they might no longer be on the good guy side. Along with North being extremely worried about what created these AIs, you know? Anyways, they are not sure if they're the good guys, you know, after flattening a fucking skyscraper, which, yeah, I'd be questioning who's good or bad after that. Given what the, you know, freelancers did, compared to Charon, but I digress. So, after a letter from the newly created Overseer Subcommittee, the director learns that CT is at the Rebels' main base, and plans a massive mission to get CT back, dead or alive, and cutting off the head of the enemy. So they take the best of the best and go in hot. This entire fight is so expertly crafted and is just beautiful. And the music, cherry on top. I'm serious. Go watch this after me, of course. Or come back afterwards, because, you know, I like having watch hours. Please continue watching. Anyways, after some work of art, Wash uses the EMP, which is his armor enhancement, to mess up the vehicles, disabling some of the firepower Charon had. Wash and North get pinned down while Carolina, Wyoming, and Florida, alongside York, are trying to get inside. Oh wait, no, York is somewhere else anyways. Trying to get CT, but after some insane machine gunners, Florida getting fucking shouldered by a shoulder check by a foldable axe, they run to a vault in the facility while the machine gunners keep them at bay. Tex gets by, so Carolina kind of risks everything to get there. To get to Tex. We go back outside to see South and York get pinned by a sniper and crew. So North gets a portable bubble shield unit, which is different than his armor enhancement. So he absolutely fucking chucks it to where it lands, making a dome around the sniper and his crew with a shot of one bullet. It painted the dome red. They fight before Charon calls in some of their more advanced agents. And Wash, seeing the fact they are not on the winning side, calls in for some support.
Agent Main, isn't that the soldier from the freeway? The one that shot you in the throat? I thought so. Sick 'em.
Okay. He kicks some fucking serious ass, dude. And after a long fight, and, you know, fucking with one of his enemies in particular, they finally win. But, meanwhile, Tex and Carolina got into the vault where CT and the rebel leader is, you know, in there. Tex and Carolina tries to get them to surrender. But CT calls Tex a shadow. So peace talks kind of break down. And after a long fight, Tex shoots her. To which Carolina says, you better figure out who's your friends and who's your enemies. But in that time, CT and the rebel leader managed to get in. Oh, and Florida killed the minigun weird as, but CT dies in her armor, in his arms, and they get in the escape pod, you know, and leave. He dons her armor and takes her name because, you know, she basically wanted that. In the locker room, Sigma informs Carolina about Tex and her AI and how it is the strongest. She goes to the director demanding an AI, and he says, you choose who gets pushed back on the implementation list. And she wants both the AIs, Ada and Iota. Funny story about those names real quick. I had 2 twin chickens named that. One died for reasons we still don't really know. And Ada became really human-oriented and would respond to her name like she was a pet. Essentially, she was at that point. And we had her outside with some of our other chickens socializing. But some bird or something messed with her and she changed it into our neighbor's cornfield. He doesn't really care with us walking back there and doesn't really mind the chickens. So we figured she was just going to grab some of the corn he didn't harvest, or the machine didn't harvest right, so it just fell out. Which he doesn't really care because it's like maybe 5, you know, for every 100 things he's able to harvest, like maybe 2 might fall out. Anyways. About half an hour later, I went to check where she was, and she was just gone. Anyways, getting back on track, she gets the 2 AIs and immediately fights Tex. And after the director learns who is on the other side, he yells the name Allison, and this really gives the freelancer a pounding headache. Tex knocks out Carolina, doomed to, you know, the AIs going into a frenzy, and there being 2 kind of creative feedback loop there. After her surgery is done, York is by her side the whole time. He seems to care a lot about Tex. A lot about Carolina. Tex learns what she actually is after finding a dog tag that CT hid for her. to which the dog tag was also a data unit. Tex learns what she actually is and escapes, while Wash gets his AI, Epsilon, and it unravels in his head as he learns the truth. Yeah, but we already knew that. They quickly removed the AI, and we already knew about that. Sometime after that, the freelancer project's decay really shows. Maine finally became the meta, as Sigma was in the driver, wanting power to become the first metastable AI. He attacked Wyoming and failed earlier, and it was just blamed on Tex. Director is telling Carolina that we need to remove her AIs. Tex broke into the facility, and Carolina was tasked with taking care of it. Tex was getting help from York. He goes to fuck shit up while Tex tries to get to the Alpha to try to save him. And Maine is fully meta. Maine is gone, only meta. Headed by Sigma. As Freelancer divides into two squads, the loyal people and the traitors, or just people wanting a better life at this point. Tex works her way through the ship, and after a short fight, and south and north, south wanting to get his sister out of there, and north wanting to get his sister out of there. All that. She runs, and after doing some more shenanigans, with York helping her out a bit, Tex fights the tank and wins. But York bumps into Carolina, which is tasked with taking down Tex. Which, some of the motions here are so hard, I won't be honest, it actually had me tearing up.
Carolina. Let's not do this. It doesn't have to be this way.
What are you doing here? Why are you helping her?
It's not about her. I'm trying to do the right thing. You should too.
I am doing the right thing. I'm not deserting. She just wants your AI, York. She already went after Wyoming.
Is that what they told you?
I'm going to stop her. I have to.
You don't have to prove anything. Come on. Let's leave this place. We can get you help. We can get those damn things out of your head. You can trust me.
Maybe. But you can't trust me.
Carolina.
I'm not crying. You are. Leave me alone. This is art and you fucking know it. Anyways, after York loses Carolina, she catches up with Tex. And after a short fight, Carolina gets knocked out as the freelancer ship is about to crash into the snowy planet. Carolina gets put through the ship's windshield, while Tex talks to the Alpha upon realizing he's either too far gone, or at least she believes he is. She leaves, and, she sees Maine take away Carolina's AIs before and becoming the meta we know. And dropping her to her death, but, thanks to her trusty grappling hook, Carolina survives but goes into hiding. Meadow leaves, and Tex is thinking her friend died. Then the events of previous seasons happen. Now, I haven't been talking about the red and blues side, simply because it made talking about this season kind of confusing and messed with, pacing. So now we're on to the modern day with the reds and blues. So Wash comes in and Carolina decides to go give our crew a way out. Church is, kind of pissed to learn that Church just stole his personality. Oh, wait. Wash stole Church's personality. Sorry, I get confused. Yeah, he was committing identity fraud because, he would rather not go back to jail. I don't blame him. That place sucks. So, Church being freed has been less than pleasant. And after his best interaction between Church and Sarge, they are now on the road. Stopped by the place where Meadow got recharged, Carolina was looking for anything related to the director, and after Church blew his position by saying his signature catchphrase, "Bow chicka bow wow," Church reveals that he wants to know what the fuck is going on, which Carolina says. Carolina shuts that shit down real fast. They take off to the desert because of a faint beacon from CT. They go there and, find out about the whole CT getting her identity stolen, and, after that, the Resident Blues, being suspicious of Carolina, puts Church in her mongoose, the small vehicle she rides in. She asks for Church, but Tucker just fills in and mentions how the thing on the screen had Epsilon in it at one point. After he has no idea where it is, the drive corrupts and then Carolina drives to the grave of York. While she gets pissed and, before she gets pissed and kills them. While all that is happening, the Reds and Blues are becoming more and more scared and really not trusting her at all. And, it gets late. While Wash is looking, which is on lookout, Caboose was watching him, and after Wash asks what Caboose is doing, he explains that they're friends, so it's okay to tell him that he is spying on you. Before leaving, and something about Caboose calling him a friend had a deep in Wash start to think about who he actually wants to work for. And meanwhile, she misses York, and Epsilon remembers York's logs and says he needs to show her something, which is where we get like a full lore drop. A big one at that, man.
Carolina?
I'm done talking to you.
Carolina, I think I found something you might want to see.
Really? What might that be?
A memory.
Delta?
We must be brief. Epsilon is struggling to remember.
Remember what? Delta? Delta, please, don't.
Good evening, beautiful people. It's a lovely Monday night, and I'm here with another adrenaline-pumping journal entry, courtesy of our good friend Delta.
It can't be.
York, please. Documentation is an important part of...
Yeah. Jiminy Christmas, forgive me for trying to lighten the mood. So today, I intercepted some interesting messages from our good friends over at Project Freelancer. It sounds like someone is causing them a bit of trouble. Old news, I know. Old news. But here's the interesting part. D, give me a drum roll, please.
I would prefer not to.
They said she as in a lady, not Wyoming, not Maine, but a former female freelancer has suddenly popped up on the PFL radar. And if you know me, then you know my money's on the gal in the greenish blue, seafoam, green, turquoise, whatever it is armor. Okay? Well, at least if I had any money.
Wait!
Still no ID on our female troublemaker. But given what I know about South Last location, fairly certain the odds are in my favor.
Again, I must point out that from a statistical standpoint, the odds of Agent Carolina...
In other news, Hurricane Delta continues to rain on my parade. So when I finally see her again, I think I've narrowed down my line to like 2 options, okay? Here they are. 1, hey there, Carolina. If I said I like your armor, would you hold it against me? Or 2...
York, please focus.
What? Pickup lines are important, man. Did I ever tell you about how we met? See, I was out one night with my buddies. They abandoned me in some ridiculous nightclub, I think it was called Herrera. So I'm just sitting there at the bar, bored out of my skull, and I'm flicking this lighter off and on. Then from out of nowhere, she walks up, she just grabs the lighter right out of my hand, and she goes, Agent Foxtrot 12, journal entry 0424, intercepted another transmission from command today. They have confirmed that Agent Texas continues to evade their response teams. That she still does possess the Omega AI. Nothing more to report.
York.
You know, D, I bet if I had opened up with a pickup line, I would have never seen her again.
Why is that?
Because she probably would have busted my other eye.
What would you have told her, York?
I would have told her that I understand why she did what she did. I just wish she hadn't. I wish she could have learned to let things go. I guess I should too.
Why did you show me that?
Yeah, heavy as fuck, man. Makes me want... It makes what I talked about earlier, but what happened later in the movie, but happens earlier in the lore. Enjoy the mindfuck of a sentence I just worded. Anyways, after getting some closure, she acts slightly more laid back around Church. She gets back, and Church is now fully with her. They head to Valhalla, and his best friend from Blood Gulch, he lies right to Tucker's face. It says, things are more complicated than you understand. Tucker reluctantly accepts the answer. The Reds and Blues find out that Donut and Doc were living together using Lopez as a scarecrow for their renewable farm. And this has the Reds traumatized to the core. So they walk away and try to repress it. The Blues really don't do much, but Wash gets pushed around like always at Church, and Carolina learn where the director is. And there is no way I can do this clip fucking justice, man. It is fucking good.
You guys built an enormous room capable of creating realistic holographic simulations, but you couldn't figure out how to walk across the canyon to capture our flag.
Actually, Lopez built it.
Okay, now that I believe.
And if you recall, we did manage to capture your flag, so, you know, suck it, Blue.
Oh yeah, well our team had the most kills.
Team kills don't count, Blue Tard.
You don't make the rules.
Technically, Project Freelancer makes the rules. And I say Blue Team gets to add my kill count to theirs. Lame.
Listen up. We've got big news.
You and Wash are taking your relationship to the next level. I knew it. The writing was all over the wall.
No. We found the director.
Church, you're big again. What has she been feeding you?
You know where the director is hiding?
That's right.
He's holed up in one of his off-site storage facilities, similar to the ones we've seen before.
But we have no idea what kind of modifications the director may have made to the compound over the last few years.
Or if he has any sort of security with him.
Essentially, we need to be ready for anything. So, let's go over the plan.
What plan? The plan to take down the director.
I thought the plan was we help you find the director.
Yeah, and now we found him. Good job, everyone. Way to hustle out there.
The plan's changed.
So then what exactly is the plan?
Infiltrate the facility and neutralize all hostiles.
Right. What's our plan, though?
That is your plan. I'm counting on all of you.
But you said we were the worst soldiers you've ever met. And you were right. You're very perceptive.
Look, I just need enough time to make it to the director.
So then we're just a distraction.
No, Wash, you're on lock duty. I need you with me.
We have to fight all the bad guys by ourselves.
Fuck that. Yeah, Carolina, maybe I should stick with the
Leave
others.
personnel decisions to me, Agent Washington.
Look, will you guys quit complaining and do something for once?
Son, are you forgetting who saved your sorry ghost ass from the military?
Yeah, we almost died trying to find you. Oh, boo-hoo. Why don't you come back when you're on your second or third life? Then we'll compare notes.
Wow. Fuck off, Blue.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going home.
Oh, that's great, Griff. You know, we can always count on you to duck out when there's work to do.
Well, you can count me out, too.
What?
Don't get me wrong. Busting into a military base on a rescue mission is a lot of fun. But I'm not getting turned into Swiss cheese just so the two of you can finish some personal vendetta. This ain't our fight.
Took the words right out of my mouth, sir.
Both of you, be quiet.
Dude, this is bullshit.
Tucker?
Be quiet. That's an order.
Well, guess what, Psycho? I don't take orders from you anymore.
Well, what about now?
Don't do that.
Wash, what are you doing?
Protecting my friends. Now lower the weapon.
You're siding with them?
Wash, I don't understand. We found the director. We can make him pay. This is what we wanted.
All I want is for you to leave. I've already been responsible for enough of their problems in the past, and I'll be damned before I let you cause any more.
So that's it. You're just gonna turn your back on us.
Epsilon, I know that it...
No, you're right. You know, I guess I should have seen that one coming. It's not exactly like you're new to the concept, is it?
That's a little harsh.
But you guys? After all the shit you've put me through, I really thought at least you would have my back.
Us? What the hell did we do?
You shot me through the head, you put a bomb in my gut, you killed me with my own damn tank, and that's just how we met!
Church, calm down. What's your problem?
You're my problem! You've always been my problem! Each and every one of you is just a problem that I have to deal with on a daily basis!
Guys, wait a minute. Caboose.
Forget it, Church. We don't need them.
Okay. He made Caboose walk away. I'm not gonna lie, this also had me tearing up a little. So, he gets pissed and no one will help him, which, you know, got kind of fair. But Wash saying, I'm not gonna let you hurt my friends was actually fucking epic, dude. So, Carolina, realizing she ain't getting no help, decides that her and Church are going to the facility and they know he is there. Because, you know, she thinks Epsilon is... Because Phyllis, the AI, thinks he is Church, you know, the Alpha is Church, and wonders why there is a log of you leaving, not leaving, and you being here, but you never leaving. So, they enter, and before they can get to him, they enter a room full of Texas. Meanwhile, at Valhalla, we get two of the best scenes ever. And it gives me some goosebumps, I'm gonna be honest, and Doc dropping some wisdom. Man, hell yeah.
Whose I think it is?
Stolen alien weaponry used by the scariest fucking mute in the galaxy? Yeah.
So you can hang it in your living room?
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds dumb.
That's because it is dumb.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, when I met you guys, all you did was stand around and talk. But now you can't walk 5 feet without getting wrapped up in some crazy adventure.
What's your point?
I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I mean, come on, you guys have been through a lot together. Don't you want something to remember all the good times?
The good times? I was stranded in the desert.
We were almost killed.
I learned my entire military career was a lie.
And I got shot. Okay, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but look what you all got out of it.
You mean the rifle knife?
You mean the Griff shot?
Sure, there's that, but Sarge, you finally got to lead an actual military operation. And Tucker, you learned how to use your sword like a pro.
Bow chicka bow wow?
You found a new team. Simmons got back his old team. I finally managed to keep a patient from dying, and in return, I didn't die. You see? In the end, we all worked together, and everyone got what they wanted.
And not everyone. You realize that if you go after them, there's no promise you'll come back. This isn't a game to the director. He plays for keeps.
Oh, well, this place was getting kind of stale anyways.
After everything Church and Carolina said, the way they treated you.
Hey, we gave you a second chance.
Besides, if we quit every time Church started shouting, this shit would have been over a long time ago. We'll be outgunned, we'll be out... everything. This is stupid. Just think for a minute before you do anything reckless.
Son, stupid and reckless is how we always get things done.
But, Sarge,
No! There's one thing you freelancers always seem to forget. That's the fact that we've managed to kick your ass time and time again. Oh, sure, you've got all your smart plans and your fancy technology and your advanced training. But in the end, what has that got you? Without a team you can count on, without your fellow soldier by your side, all that really doesn't amount to squat, now does it? So instead of standing there belly aching all day, just tell us, are you gonna keep playing it safe? Or do you want to get a little reckless?
This has to be the worst idea ever. But you can count me in.
Me too! Yeah, it's me! Oh, Church is going to be so happy! I'm in too! Man, this is so cool! I love how inclusive you guys have become.
Carolina?
9 points, you dirty whores!
Get up.
What are you doing here?
I told you they're not so bad once you get to know them.
Oh. I thought this wasn't your fight.
Come on, overwhelming odds with little to no chance of success. How can we resist?
You got a problem with that, Church? Guys, I'm an asshole. I admit it, and I will gladly accept any and all smart-ass remarks after this is over. But I would like to point out the fact that we're standing in a room full of crazy freelancer robots that are ready to completely and utterly fuck our shit up.
So, cheesy forgiveness speech later?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Lock and load, people!
Bruce, I need you to get a little angry, okay, buddy? Okay. Yeah, I don't remember how to do that. I do.
My name is Michael J. Caboose, and hey, taxes.
It's taxes, you idiot!
That too.
Come on, everyone, now's our chance!
For our ancestors!
Damn, Doc, I didn't know you could drop some wisdom like that, man. If it wasn't for them, essentially, to summarize all that, Doc was like, hey, it's kind of cool all you guys got something you wanted. Caboose was like, Church didn't get what he wanted. To which they decide to help Church. And, you know, if it wasn't for them coming in, Carolina would have probably have been, you know, paced. And after the best fight scene I've ever seen, Church mirrors text when she saw a broken alpha, saying the same thing but in a Church kind of way. After you activate them, Carolina enters the room, and I know I'm playing a lot of clips here, but holy shit, this stuff's poetry on par with like Romeo and Juliet to some extent.
You're gonna make me late. They're waiting for me.
Hello, Director.
Hello, Agent Carolina. Would you like to watch this file with me?
No.
Play it again, Phyllis.
Director?
Again.
So, this is what you've become.
I just need to watch this. I think I have a way. A way to bring her back right this time.
The authorities are hunting you now. If I found you, they will too.
I just need a bit more time.
No! You've had your fucking time. You have to answer for what you did to the Meta, to Washington, to Carolina, to me, and to her. To Texas.
Hello, Epsilon. You came all this way just to see me?
I'm here to remember what you've done. Somebody has to.
Church?
Not all of us got off scot-free, Carolina. He was brilliant, and we trusted him. But he lied to us. He twisted and tortured us. And used us. Manipulated us for his own purposes. And for what? For what? For this? For this? This shadow? He needs to pay.
You'll see me again.
Just a bit more time.
Come on, Church. We're leaving.
I thought we came all this way to kill him.
Church, remember what you learned in the memory unit? You need to let go. Your past doesn't define who you are. It just gives you the starting point for who you're going to be.
Agent Carolina?
Yes, Director.
Would you be so kind as to leave me your pistol? Thank you, Carolina.
Goodbye, sir.
You were my greatest creation.
I don't know what I am, but I do know this. I'm more than just a copy of you. I'm better than you.
I wasn't speaking to you. Play it again, Phyllis.
Beginning playback.
Thank you, Phyllis. Now I would like you to erase all our files except for this one.
All our files? Does that include me, Director?
It has been a pleasure working with you, Phyllis. I am sorry.
And you as well, Director.
And before you do, please shut down all the facility systems as well. Take everything offline.
Director, this is a sealed facility. If I shut down all the systems, life support would not...
Thank you, Phyllis. Shut them all down. Lock me in.
All right. Was the project a success? Did you find what you were looking for?
No, I did not. But I believe I might have come very close. I wish I knew.
I see.
And don't worry, you'll see me again.
Perhaps the next time around.
It has been an honor, sir.
Don't say goodbye.
Okay, bring it home. We haven't had sleep in over 24 hours. Well, in 24 hours. Come on, let's bring us home. I've had no sleep at all in around 24 hours. I am almost done with this script, and after that, I am going to upload a video to the main channel, put my shirt back on, fall into my bed, and go to sleep. When I wake up, I'll edit this, make the thumbnail, post it that night. Sanity will eventually review it and tell me if it's ready to upload or not. I deal with any copyright issues, and then it's up. Okay. She finds a very broken version of what was once her father, but consumed by bringing his wife back and her mother. Yes, Director and Allison, or Tex, is Carolina's parents. That be slack-jawed, I'm gonna be honest. Given the fact none of their hair is red, hell, maybe she dyed it. But anyways, that is the end. That is the end. Anyways, he ends it, he ends himself, and they crash on a new planet in that Halo 4 engine. We learn a little bit about Carolina and her mother from the ending dialogue, but they leave, thus ending Season 10. But we still do have some shit to talk about. Carolina and York dated after she found him at a bar, and then, they joined the military, then freelancer. And he did. And, freelancer broke him. Broke all of them. It was awful. It turned south into a killer, and so many wonderful characters died. York, North, Church, Gamma, Omega, Theta, Iota, Eta, Gamma, Beta, Main, South, CT, and the director took a version of himself and tortured it over and over and over with the horrible life-ending hypothetical scenarios, using the other AIs to create these to make them more damaging, more effective. And it really goes to show how broken the director always was. He was never a good guy. But I do believe in some twisted, fucked up way he sees himself as some sort of oh, I know the word. As some savior to humanity. Despite all his kind of fucked up ways. Anyways, this is kinda dark. And kind of the darkest until next season. Or at least until season 13. And some of the poorly executed ideas from 15 are pretty dark, but I digress. Both of these are in two completely different videos. But yeah, with a big shift in tone also mean a shift in artists. Music artists. To the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Williams. Almost every song from the Reverse Blue playlist and the RVB is bangers, dude. I have a ton of them on my playlist, and the few I don't have are because either it's just not my style, but they're all bangers. They are on par with with soundtracks like Ultra Kill, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and Halo.
We're getting trampled
Which, given the corner of the internet I'm in, and the fact I'll listen to the fact I was listening to Living Tombstone
I think I'm starting to like
at like 3 a.m. while writing this script, my taste in music is, kind of pretty loud. But if I say this is a banger, like 3 of my favorite soundtracks ever made, then you should probably at least check it out. But I digress.
I'm here.
Hello? But yeah.
Don't leave. Hey, counselor, are you there?
A lot of the music was
Is everybody okay?
lifted by Jeff Williams and his
Why? Does that mean something
skill.
happened?
A lot of them are, all the very original versions are gone. You can only find the re-uploaded, slightly different version of what they once were.
It's not your fault.
Because, if you don't know, Rooster Teeth was shut down by Warner Bros. A while back, before Bernie bought the company recently.
I can't say.
But in that time, a lot of and still to this day, there's a lot of, like, issues with the copyright system regarding Red vs. Blue and its soundtracks, which Jeff Williams worked out really hard to get them back on the
That's too
thing.
far, Gamma.
Which a friend of mine actually downloaded some of the songs before they got taken down when Rooster Teeth was getting shut down because he didn't want because my friend was like, what if the music gets taken down? I would rather have a copy than risk never being able to listen to them again outside of re-uploads on YouTube. I begrudgingly went, yeah, I kind of get your point.
Don't let it touch anything
And then they got taken off Spotify. What did I do? Oh, I called my friend up and was like, hey, can you send me that Google Doc, maybe? So I could, I don't know, maybe procure this music that is no longer available. Because I really did enjoy listening to the music and the soundtrack. Eventually, it came back, to which I never deleted them. They're still sitting on my SSD. Because why delete them? Because these are the original versions. The new versions are different in a way that makes me angry. But, anyways, that's about all I have to say.
It is done.
Nothing else to say. Sorry, this is definitely a little late. I had a little more. I had a little more time.
Yeah.
I thought I had more time.
You mean metaphysically?
And I've been working on like 7 things at once. 4 videos, technically 5 for this channel. I'm starting to get good with SFM animation and the whole main channel stuff. Like, and trying to enjoy life, like, so much has been kind of, you know, going on, and you know, been kind of, my time has been kind of killed lately, so I'm sorry for this being late. But hey, before I go, check out.
The way I see it, leaving this place is only gonna make things worse.
But anyways, check out my previous videos, and hey,
Shut up, Griff.
mind helping me with the YouTuber spiel, you know, like, subscribe, comment down below if I missed something, or if you wanted me to touch on something and I didn't.
Church can't this
Or if you just want to say something, all support really does help. Or if you have something you want me to cover, feel free to share it. Or be fair, you know, if you want me to cover something, feel free to say something. And hey, maybe show us to your friends and family. It'd help, and I'm sure they will enjoy it. With that being said, my very, very sleep-deprived self says my usual cringe outro that I made on accident. And that is a very tired lore maker signing off.